Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got a ton of new information to go over. New events and mystery gifts have been announced. We also have new leaks from Pyoro. We also have new rumors regarding a Pokemon Presents happening on the 10th of June. There's a lot of things to break down and take a look at today. So if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video. And I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, let's take a look at the new mystery gift that has been announced. We don't actually have the code for it yet, it's just been announced. We know it's going to happen. It's a little bit like the Fluttermane as well, which we're also going to be getting very, very soon. But either way, we have HDvee here tweeting out saying, HDvee update, a new distribution has been announced. Get a Gyarados based on one of the high-ranking Singapore players' Gyaradoses during the World Championships, during the Pokemon Championships Asia streams later this month. So all it will be is it will be a weekend where we get this code announced and then you'll only be able to redeem it throughout that weekend. And we've got the Gyarados to look forward to, and we also have the Fluttermane to look forward to as well, both happening later this month. So of course, when the code is dropped, we'll include it in the video that goes up that day. As well as that, we do have a Pokemon Guides channel in the description down below where all mystery gifts get uploaded regardless. So if you want to know about them straight away, then make sure to subscribe to that channel in the description down below. So anyway, that's all of the mystery gift stuff. Let's move on to what Stealth has to say regarding the Nintendo Switch 2. So we have him here tweeting out saying, if investors ask about the Switch's successor next week, it will be interesting to see what Mr. Furukawa says. This earnings release is for the completed fiscal year, but investors will want insight on the year ahead. If the Switch's successor is planned for this upcoming fiscal year, maybe he's going to be less vague. And then also goes on to say, I guess what I'm most interested in is seeing if an investor asks Furukawa if new hardware is expected this fiscal year. I don't think he's allowed to just say no outright if it isn't true, but I'm sure he'd talk about it somehow. So next week we could actually be finding some pretty big information out about the Nintendo Switch 2. Like, they might even come out and say, yeah, it's coming out this next fiscal year, look forward to it. So hopefully we get something as straightforward as that. Hopefully it's not vague where they just kind of beat around the bush a little bit and gives a little bit of information. But either way, it looks like we potentially could be getting at least some sort of update from Nintendo themselves about the Nintendo Switch 2 next week. It's all depending on if the investors talk about it, which I'm assuming they'll want to know about what's happening for the next year ahead and everything like that. So that's that. We also have Pyoro leaking a little something. So we have this post here where it's the Nintendo World Championships 1990, and of course Pyoro is one of the main leakers regarding Nintendo in the community. You know, they have a ridiculously good track record, absolutely squeaky clean, has never been wrong. The only time they've ever been slightly wrong is when they said that they've heard about a Generation 5 outsourced remake, but again, they even said themselves, I'm not sure about this one, I've just heard whispers about it, but obviously we haven't had anything about that yet, but we could still get something regardless. So anyway, they tweeted out this image. They didn't really say anything about it as like a follow-up tweet or anything, but we do have Nash Weedle here, who of course is another kind of insider leaker in the community, posting this reply saying the Nintendo World Championships 2015 kicked off Nintendo's activities for E3 2015, which continues with its Nintendo Digital event on Tuesday, June the 16th at 9 AM PT. Nintendo Treehouse live at E3 featuring live game demos and special guests from the show floor, June the 16th to the 18th. And Nintendo Access Super Mario Maker at Best Buy, a chance for fans that are not at E3 to play upcoming Wii U game Super Mario Maker at select Best Buy stores in the US and Canada on June the 17th and June the 20th. So obviously Nash Weedle replied with this. So originally everyone was like, oh, maybe there's actually going to be something happening in June regarding this sort of something similar to what happened back in 2015, which obviously is a couple years, I think, or I can't remember when the Switch came out, 7 years ago. So yeah, this was a couple years before the Nintendo Switch actually came out. We do also have Stealth talking about this as well, saying Nintendo leaker Pyoro is teasing something. He posted this picture. Then goes on to say, this seems too obvious a hint for the return of the Nintendo World Championships, but it would be a good idea. The last took place in 2017, when the Nintendo Switch was brand new, so many games have released since then that would fit and be fun to watch. It's kind of nice to have a tease from him without it being solved immediately. Usually his announcements are tied to Nintendo Directs, but I don't think anyone is expecting one of these until June. Hopefully we won't have to wait for long until it's all revealed. And then we also have Nintendo Fangirl here saying clearly Switch 2 is going to be announced May 37th. Makes sense to me. Switch 2's announcement will be so powerful it will create new days. But he's not wrong. I mean, it's not going to create new days, but it will be a really, really powerful announcement. Like, it's going to be massive. Whole world's going to be watching it. A lot of gaming fans and stuff like that, because obviously Nintendo is very much a household name. Anyway, we have that, and then also we have this as well, which is a little bit of a follow-up. Now, this hasn't obviously been confirmed. At the time I'm recording this, it's on the 3rd of May. So at this point I'm recording it, he's not like tweeted anything more out. Well, Pyoro himself hasn't. But this could potentially be what it is about. So Nintendo's World Championships NES edition was rated by the ESRB. This is probably what Pyoro was teasing. So obviously the rating summary is this is a collection of 2D challenges and platformer games in which players traverse through various modes, example speedrun, survival. Several challenges involve reaching specific points, while others prompt players to defeat small enemies or survive brief battles. Some games depict pixelated characters using small swords or arrows to strike at enemies. Enemies typically get stunned or disappeared in a flash. So it could probably be about that, but again, we don't really know. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm sure Pyoro will tease something else, hopefully over the weekend, or hopefully at the start of next week. But anyway, that's all of that Nintendo Switch 2 stuff and Nintendo stuff and whatever Pyoro is leaking. Moving on, we have some big Pokemon Go updates to take a look at. So of course, the Master Ball was teased recently. And then we have Pokemon Go now tweeting out saying, calling all trainers, this is not a drill. Masterwork research, Catching Wonders is coming to Pokemon Go. Trainers who complete the research will receive a Master Ball as one of the rewards. So these are all the kind of event updates that are coming with this. So Tuesday, the May the 14th at 10 a.m. to Sunday, the 19th of May at 2024 at 8 p.m. local time. So you got a few days to obviously do this, but it's got some pretty big event bonuses. So you get 10 times XP awarded for your first catch of the day. You get 10 times XP awarded for your first Pokestop or Gym Spin of the day, and then 5 times Stardust award for your first catch of the day. So you're definitely going to be wanting to play daily throughout this event to get all of this XP. Obviously, if you pop a Lucky Egg and a Star Piece and stuff, you're going to get a lot more XP and obviously Stardust from it. We also have, pop a Star Piece. Did I say Stardust? I don't remember. Either way, pop a Star Piece for the Stardust and then a Lucky Egg for the XP. Anyway, moving on, Masterwork Research, Catching Wonders. So this event is bringing you free Masterwork Research. Trainers who complete the research will receive a Master Ball as one of the rewards. Additional rewards include Stardust, XP, berries, encounters with Pokemon, and more. The Masterwork Research is intended to be completed over a long period of time. Receiving a rare and powerful Master Ball is a special occasion. Think wisely about how you use it and keep a lookout for future opportunities in Pokemon Go to acquire more. This Masterwork Research will not expire, so obviously you don't have to do it within these 5 days. You can just do it, take as long as you want for the Master Ball. Anyway, moving on, field research tasks as well. So event-themed field research tasks will be available, and then you can complete these to earn Stardust, XP, Pokeballs, Great Balls, and Ultra Balls. So that's the first one happening on the 14th of May. We also have another announcement as well happening on the 11th of May. This is the Flock Together Research Day. So catch some feathered Pokemon before they take flight. The Flock Together Research Day event takes place Saturday, 11th of May from 2 till 5 p.m. local time. So it's a little bit like the electric event that we got a few weeks ago, but this time it's regards to the flying Pokemon and also like boosted shiny odds and stuff like that. So 11th of May, 2 till 5 p.m. The event-themed field research task will be available when you spin photo discs at Pokestops. Complete them to encounter the featured Pokemon. So Spearow, Doduo, Hoot, Tailo, and Rufflet. You'll have an increased chance of encountering a shiny one. I think it's like a 1 in 10 or something like that. And then also wild encounters. The following Pokemon will appear more frequently in the wild. So Pidgey, Murkrow, Wingull, Starly, Pidove, and Fletchling. Obviously, these aren't shiny boosted, but they can all be shiny. Obviously, Mega Pidgeot is also coming to raids very soon as well, so it'd be quite nice to get a decent Pidgey, or maybe even a decent shiny Pidgey. It's a shame that Pidgey's not in the field research task, but, you know, is what it is. And then also, there's timed research for $1. You know, you just get some more encounters and stuff like that. It is what it is. So, 2 big events coming to Pokemon Go in the next couple of weeks. Really, really exciting. And then finishing things off for today's video, we do have a new rumor that's popped up on the 3rd of May. And this is titled Pokemon Legends ZA Presents on the 10th of June. So, of course, take it with a massive grain of salt whenever anything pops up on 4chan like this. Just best believe it's probably fake until, like, proven correct. But, yeah, 999 times out of 1,000 they are fake. But either way, still fun to take a look at it. And June the 10th is I have no idea what day is that. Is that a Tuesday? That's a Monday. So straight off the bat, it's unlikelier that we get a presents on a Monday. We usually get like an announcement on a Monday or a Tuesday for the following, you know, for that Wednesday or the Thursday or something like that. We don't usually get the announcement on a Friday for the following Monday, but we have had it in the past, but it's just kind of like less likely. Either way, June the 10th, we are apparently going to be getting a Pokemon Presents. We have had Pokemon Presents in the past in June, so it's not like crazy to assume that we might get one. I know that we're used to seeing it in August over the last couple of years, but before that, we had quite a few presents in June, and we also had that like back-to-back presents in June as well, where we had like a week of a Pokemon Presents, and then we had another week with another Pokemon Presents. But either way, let's read on. Just take it with a grain of salt, as always. So, Pokemon Presents on that day will focus specifically on Legend ZA news. So, this Pokemon Presents on the 10th of June, as I say, is going to specifically focus on Pokemon Legend ZA and some more information about the upcoming Pokemon game. So it's showcasing the starter Pokemon, which are the Kalos starters. So as I've always said, I think the starters are just going to be the Kalos starters. I think it'd be really cool for them, especially to give them like Mega Evolutions and stuff. I understand the kind of the hype around getting like a starter Pokemon from a different region, all three of them, like we did in Legends Arceus. It's just, I think that the Generation 6 starters kind of deserve something now. I know that Greninja's obviously had the Ash Greninja form, but Chestnut and Delphox haven't had anything, and I think it's about time they did get something. They should have got Mega Evolutions in the original X and Y games, but I feel like this time it's a good point to kind of make it right. And maybe if we were going to get a Pokemon Z years ago, maybe they were going to get Mega Evolutions. You just don't know. But either way, showcasing the starter Pokemon, which are going to be the Kalos starters. So obviously Froakie, Fennekin, and Chespin. The first gameplay footage is shown, and the game takes place in the present. So that already, I don't know. I don't think it's going to take place in the present. I'd much rather it take place in the past or the future. The present just seems kind of like, I don't know, kind of anticlimactic. The fact that we're like building this Kalos and stuff, I don't think it'd be set in the present day. And also, when is the present day? Is it the same kind of time frame as when Pokemon X and Y took place, or is it like, I'm assuming that's what they mean by the present. But either way, apparently it's going to be taking place in the present, and we're going to get the first gameplay footage of it shown as well. Wild Pokemon are shown freely in the open world, and some ride Pokemon are shown off, such as Lapras swimming in the sewers and Talonflame being the fly Pokemon of the game. I mean, straight off the bat, Lapras is not going to be swimming in the sewers. Why would Lapras be in the sewers? It is literally never ever been a Pokemon that's ever been kind of connected to any sort of like sewers or sludge, unless it got like a poison type form or something. I just don't know why Lapras would be swimming in the sewers. And then Talonflame being the flying type Pokemon, I mean, I can kind of see that. I expect us to get ride Pokemon in this game. It's just I don't think we'll really need a surfing ride Pokemon, because it is just based in the city. There's no oceans or anything. And if it's just going to be like lakes and rivers or whatever just through the city, then yeah, I don't know if we'll really need to be able to swim through. I don't really know. I think it's going to be less needed than like being able to fly and stuff. But anyway, apparently going to have a Lapras swimming in the sewers, and Talonflame also flying around in the game as well. It re-reveals of Mega Evolution, and it shows returning old Pokemon like Heracross and Pinsir. So I'm assuming we'd get like a Mega Heracross and a Mega Pinsir fighting each other or something like that. Again, I'm expecting the majority of the Mega Evolutions to return. There's a couple that I don't think will return, like Mega Mewtwo and stuff, unless there's some sort of like time distortion thing, because it just it wouldn't exist. And then again, if it's set in the present day, then I guess all Mega Evolutions would exist. But if it's set in the past, then I don't think, like I say, Mewtwo would exist, because it wouldn't have existed by then. So yeah, these Mega Evolutions returning. Doesn't say all of them, it just says the re-reveal of Mega Evolution. Only 3 regional forms are shown off here. One being for Hatrini, which is Ghost Fairy, and the other is Grubbin and Charjabug, which are Bug Normal. Bug Normal's so boring, man. Don't give it a normal typing. Normal's so ugh. I know it's immune to Ghost and stuff, but it's just, I don't know, it's terrible typing. I really don't like. I mean, normal types, it's alright, but it's just like, don't add it as a dual type to a Pokemon form. Unless it was like Ghost and Normal. Like, that was obviously really good for Zoro and Zoroark. Like, Ghost and Normal you can kind of get away with, but I think anything else is just a little bit mediocre. But anyway, Hatrini, which is Ghost Fairy, and then also Grubbin and Charjabug also getting forms. So I'd assume that Vikavolt would get a form as well. But either way, goes on to say the trailer ends off with the reveal of the Mega Kalos starters. I saw a cool cinematic battle of the Mega Kalos starters versus the Mega Kanto starters. So it'd be a cool cinematic battle, 100%. It'd be cool to have that in the trailer. But again, I don't think we're gonna see the Mega starters this early on. I'm pretty sure we didn't see the Hisuian final evolutions of Hisuian Typhlosion, Hisuian Samurai, and Hisuian Decidueye until after the game was out. And obviously with Scarlet and Violet, we didn't see the final starter evolutions until after the game was out. So I don't think in the first proper gameplay trailer for Legends EA, I don't think they just dropped the Mega starters. I think they definitely want to save that because that's a massive thing. They might reveal like a Mega evolution, but I don't think it would be the starters. That is something that they drop at the end of the kind of release cycle or once the game is already out. So I don't agree with that. And then it says there is a cool animation at the end which shows Zygarde's eyes glowing and some music playing in the background. Then it cuts to black and some red eyes glow instead. I mean, we have seen a red Zygarde in the anime, so there could be like, I mean, the Z could be Zygarde and the A could also be Zygarde. It could be another form of Zygarde. Like, we're all kind of convinced that it's going to be a new Pokemon or a new Legendary or something like that, but it very well could just be two different sides of Zygarde. You know, one Zygarde could be the green one, which is, like I say, I guess the good one, and then the red one could be an evil one. Like, we don't really know. There's a lot of things that the ZA could be, but yeah, it could literally just be two different Zygardes. They then go on to say, I'm unsure of this tidbit, but I heard that seasons make a return and greatly impact the gameplay and story of the game. Supposedly, the regional forms are based on seasons instead of the region itself. That would be a cool way for them to do it this time. I'd actually be a massive fan of that. Seasons were supposed to be in Scarlet and Violet, and I'm assuming that is where this person's probably got that information from, because obviously Riddler-Ku did say that. So yeah, maybe if this was true, then maybe they've scrapped it in Scarlet and Violet, then they were going to bring it in Legends ZA. Then they also say screen cap this. So yeah, I mean, I don't believe it's true. Like, I think we could get a presence in June, but I just don't think they will show the Mega evolution of the starters this early on. And as well as that, there's a couple other things as well, like Lapras in the sewers. I just don't really think would be a thing. But yeah, not really a fan of this rumor. Don't think it sounds very believable at all. But let me know your thoughts on it. Do you think it's true, or do you think it is absolutely hokum? And then also let me know your thoughts on everything else that we've covered today. Your thoughts on this flying type event, your thoughts on the Master Ball event, and then your thoughts on all the Nintendo Switch stuff as well. Like I said, we might see something next week for it. It depends what the investors ask Nintendo. But anyway, that's everything from me. Leave a like if you enjoyed us. Tried at 500. As I say, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time, peace.